Welcome to Season 3, guys. And as you can see, I think it's here. We've bettered our points total from last season. Well, we don't really have half a season our first season, but we overachieved and we finished in 8th place. So today, we're going to go over the summer transfer business. We're going to have our first 2 games of the season, and there have been some big names leaving and some big names coming in. Who are those players? Tune in to find out. What is happening, guys? My name is Adam and welcome to Season 3 of Saving Swans. Here we are, fresh start, although to be fair, a lot of teams have played before us, but a fresh start in the league. Everyone's in the same place. We've done our summer transfer business. We've done a bit of an overhaul and I'm going to show you what we've done. So, let's start. Where should we start? We'll start the season preview. So if we look at the league table, season preview, where are we expected to finish? We're expected to finish 11th place. 60 to 1, you know. Let's have a look here. What else does it say? So I've been in charge of 1 year and 243 days. So, you know, nearly 2 years in charge now. Timo Horn's our key player. Ross Pugh's our Hoss prospect. He's a potential 5-star. So we're going to be keeping an eye on him and his development over the course of the series. So, yeah, pretty much, you know, if we can better 11th place, I'll be happy. And if you look at the competitions, that's where the board expects us to finish. Top half, 5th round of the FA Cup, and 4th round of the Carabao Cup. But, you know, we're not going to take the Carabao Cup seriously. Unless we get to the semi-finals. Then we take it seriously. So, I know what you all want to know. Let's look at the transfer history. So we're going to look at the outs before we look at the ins. And I know you're all looking at the ins. And there's a few names you've seen and getting excited about. But we'll have a look at the outs first. So, Kyle Bartley's gone out to Sheffield Wednesday for 2 mil. You know, he wasn't getting any games for us really last season. I mean, 8 appearances, 4 of which were off the bench, 4 starting. You know, he wasn't really getting games for us, so we sold him off. Amata McBurney never had any games. They were in the reserves anyway. So the first big name out was Alfie Mawson for 27 million. Now, I was very gutted about this because I planned ahead and I bought a centre-back, which I'll show you in a minute, to play alongside Alfie Mawson in the centre-back. But when Newcastle offered you 27 mil for Alfie Mawson, I couldn't say no. I mean, I was a bit reluctant and I thought about it for a long time. I mean, this is the guy who was the forefront of Saving Swans. I made in the first thumbnail, it was Alfie Mawson. He is Saving Swans. But 27 mil, I couldn't say no. So he's gone to newly promoted Newcastle. I hope he does well. We've also sold off Johnny for 12.25 mil. He wasn't consistent enough for us. I mean, he did alright for the first half of the season, but the second half he just tailed off completely. And I was the one who sold him. I mean, it wasn't... West Ham didn't make a bid. I just said, look, I'll put him on the transfer list. I sold him for 12.5. I'll need 12.5. But we made a profit. We can't moan much about that. We have brought in replacements for him. And then the only other departure is Sam Klukas, who we loaned out last season anyway. He wasn't getting games for us. And I think Crystal Palace are in the Championship. Yes, they are. So he's dropped down to the Championship to play for Crystal Palace. And we've got our 2 young players on loan at Yeovil. Incomings. Rodrigo Caio is a ball-playing defender centre-back. And I bought him in before we sold Alfie Mawson. So I was planning on sort of rotating them to, you know, giving them both games. Just to give us the more depth in the centre-back position. Which is why I got rid of Kyle Bartley. Because he just wasn't really cutting it in the centre-back position. He's a very similar player to Alfie Mawson there. You know, physicals are pretty average, you know, 13s, 14s, which is pretty good. Mentals are all yellow, they're pretty good. Heading 16, marking 15, tackling 14. You know, he's 3.5-star current ability and current potential. So I don't think he's going to get much better, but he was given to give us that quality. So he's kind of, due to the selling of Alfie Mawson, now going to be our starting ball-playing defender. The biggest name we've brought in is Lucas Moura. We brought in for, how much did we bring him in for? 11.75, so nearly 12 million. And I think that's a steal. He was on the transfer list at PSG. And he's going to be our new Rom Deuter going forward. Stuani, he had a good season last season. I'm not going to take that away from him, but, you know, he was getting up there. You know, he's 32 years old now. Lucas Moura is clearly an upgrade. And I thought, you know what? we're going to get his best years out of him. He's gone to Spurs in real life, but for this save, he's going to be at Swansea. He's going to be the Rome daughter, so acceleration 17, stamina 14, finishing 13, first touch 15. So he's going to be getting the most out of his pace, pretty much, on that right-hand side. Andres Pereira, we got on a free from Man United, so we signed him when his contract expired. He's going to be very much a utility player for us. He's going to be able to play left wing on the inside forward position. He's going to be also playing an advanced playmaker in the middle of centre attack and mid. We are pretty stacked in centre midfield, but if we were in a rush, if we were, in a bit of an injury crisis, he could play in centre midfield. 2.5-star current ability, so not there yet, but 3.5-star potential ability. So he could potentially get up there for us and become, a good squad utility player. Now, a player I'm very excited about, Jadon Sancho, which I think in real life is tearing it up for the England youth teams. We bought him from Dortmund. We bought him for 15 mil, 20 million if he gets 50 games for us, which if we can get 50 games out of him, I think the 5 mil extra will be worth it. He's going to be our inside forward going ahead, so he's going to be taking Johnny's place in the team. The fact he's English, he gets the homegrown contingency up for us. So I was a little bit worried as we were saying a lot of foreigners. So he's going to be bringing that up for us as well. So he's got some very good stats, 16 dribbling, 17 flair, 13 finishing, 13 first touch. He's not the finished product, he's not there yet. But I think with good game time, which I'm going to give him, he could develop into a really good player. So after we sold Mawson, I was a little bit of a crisis for centre-back. So we've brought in Mason Holgate on loan. He is a backup. He is going to be the 4th choice centre-back, maybe even 3rd choice ahead of Fernandes. It's got the comparison for right-back. You could also slot in a right-back, If Young or Norton has a problem, then we can fit Morgate in there as well. So Holgate's definitely going to be rotation for us. He's not going to be first team. He's going to be a backup player. And deadline day. So, as I mentioned in the previous video on the end of Season 2, I was looking for a striker. And I looked everywhere. I could not find a striker. I was thinking to myself, I'm going to have to play Jordan Ayew again this year. But then deadline day came, and Arkadiusz Milic, which we're going to call him Milic, he was at Liverpool. He was on the transfer list, and we brought him in for 7.5 mil, rising to 13.5 if we get 50 games out of him. So 17 finishing, he is an upgrade on Jordan Ayew. He's 3.5-star current ability, and he's pretty much playing close to his max there. But I thought, do you know what, this guy's going to be it. He didn't really get the chance at Liverpool. I mean, in the save, he was at Napoli to start with, and they signed him for 28.5 mil. But they really didn't give him the chances. He only played, 5 games? Yeah, 5 games in his first season, and 8 games in the second. So at 7.5 mil, potentially could be a steal. And I think he's going to be the man to drive us forward this season and get us the goals that I think we were missing from last season. Because he is an upgrade on Boney and Ayew. So he's going to be the man to go forward. So first game of the season. We're going to be playing 2 games today. West Ham at home and Chelsea away. So 2 tricky games, I think. It's not the easiest start. And we've also got Swindon in the Carabao Cup, which we're not going to worry about that. We will come back for that. So for the West Ham game, the first game of the season, this is what the team's going to look like. We've got Timo Horn in goal. There were offers in for him in the summer. Arsenal and Liverpool came in for him, but if we look at Timo Horn, where's his contract? He does have a £40 million release clause if a Champions League team come in. But they were offering like 21 mil, and I was thinking to myself, he is worth more than 21 mil. He is outstanding for us. He's 4-star current ability, possibly the best player in the team right now. But he is the man going forward. We're going to put him on attack, sweeper keeper. So he's our goalkeeper. Young, star right back. He is only 3 stars now, but, he's going to be the man, I think, going forward. Oh, I didn't show off our backup left back. Oh, I missed someone out. Hang on. We missed someone out. Matthew Targett. We've been crying for a backup left back, and he is that. We got him in on the cheap from Southampton. Again, not a starter, but he is 2.5-star current ability, so he's a little bit worse than Rika. And Rika is actually injured right now, which is why I reminded myself when I seen him. He is out at the moment. He's got scheduled back in 6 days. So he is going to miss the first game of the season. So Target is going to come in at left back. Because last season, the season before, we were kind of fitting in square pegs into round holes. So at least we've got someone now as a left back. Midfield, Mesa and Berg, they are the partnership. They are going to be going forward. Marco Rog will be rotating, but he's not really right fit at the moment. So that's the reason he's not playing today. Mora, well, Lucas on the right, Sancho on the left in his preferred position. Almiron, I'm hoping, is going to kick on this season. And we got Milic up front. That is the team. So we got a fresh few faces there. Roque Mesa's the only remaining Swansea original. So he's going to have to carry the line for us. Oh, I don't need latest scores now. We can bring the formation back up. We only wanted that the last game of the season. So we can get rid of that. But let's go, guys. First game of the season against West Ham at home. We're going to go control. I'm hoping some of the new signings can show us what they're made of. Because we did get a good win against Aston Villa last season in the first game. But they did get relegated, so meh. And that was technically our best game of the season according to the season review. But 20 minutes in, we've not really got much to write home about. You know, we've had a lot of shots, but none on target. Possession-wise, it seems to be West Ham. But we get the ball. Almiron, can he find anyone with the ball? Moura, he's booked already. We're hoping that doesn't make a difference. But Milic, the new striker, runs into the box. Oh, he gets an early shot in. He's just warming up, he is. He's just, you know, getting used to his surroundings, you know. He's getting used to the Liberty Stadium, getting used to the fans. But Lucas crosses the ball into the box. Sanderberg. Oh, I thought Milic was going to get it. Sancho! And Jadon Sancho gets the goal on his debut. The left winger. He's only 19. He could potentially grow into this team. And Lucas crosses it in. Sanderberg bounces off Milic. Roque Mesa's found Sancho. And he pegged it into the corner. And we get our first goal of the season. And I'm very happy that Jadon Sancho's got the goal. As I say, he could potentially grow into this team. He's 19 years old. I know we spent 15 mil on him. But if he turns into the player that we think he's going to turn into, he's going to be a bargain. So, do this for the fans, boys. And we can get the second half underway. We just don't need to let the performance drop. We've had all the shots. We're losing this possession battle slightly, but we are getting all the shots. Young with the throw-in. Sanderberg crosses it in. Sancho! And it's 2-0! And Jadon Sancho's got 2 goals for us. What a signing he's turned into be in his early days. We don't want to get excited yet, but the 19-year-old is showing us what he's made of. Hell of a cross by Sanderberg, though. He's quietly gone under the radar, Sanderberg. He's sort of, you know, he's not really scoring goals, but he's setting them all up. So we're going to encourage the team. And it looks like after we waited all that time for a win last season, it looks like we're playing well. Lucas with the cross. And it's going to come out to Sanderberg. Oh, it's a goal! I thought somebody was offside, but it's Milic. Oh, it has been disallowed. I thought it was. I was looking at the bottom. I was looking at the ticker. It'd be really nice for Milic to get a goal on his debut. Wilshere crosses in, but Lascelles clears. Antoni's going to have a second chance at it. Oh, Timo Horn, what happened there? But it won't count. Oh, so two disallowed goals, and we're going to make some subs because we need to give players some game time here. So we're going to bring on Marco Rog for Mesa. We're going to keep Milic on. We want to try and get him some games. Almiron. We'll bring Pereira on for Almiron. So again, this is giving us options, you know. We don't have to play the same players. We don't have to rely on the same players all the time. Anyone in defence? No, I think we're good. So a few like-for-like subs. And see if we can make sure we come away with the win. And a 2-0 win against West Ham. No, we're not going to shout anything, you know. Don't fix what's not broken. Rodrigo Caio to Sanderberg. He's going to go up to the wing to Lucas. Is he going to try and beat his man, or is he going to go on himself? Well, that's the same thing. Marco Rog, just come on. Pereira to Milic. Oh, he's round the man. Oh, it's a save, though. Milic is looking dangerous. He's looking for the goal. Pereira. Oh, it's a poor cross. But Sanderberg is going to give it back to Pereira. Oh, that's a foul. So we are going to get a free kick. Who's going to cross it in, though? Pereira crosses it in. Milic with the header. Oh, it's a free kick. I was thinking it might have been a penalty. But it's not. So we've played very well today. We've had all the shots. I think overall, a fantastic performance today by the team. Hopefully we can keep a clean sheet. Antonio. So I'm going to close him down. Wilshire. Anybody, Vihuena or Vihena. They're playing it back to goal. So, that's a good challenge by Lucas. Although it does get back to them. Again, the slides are going in. And Lucas plays it to Milic. Unlucky Milic. Milic he's like we said, with the tactical familiarity. He's still getting used to the team. So we need to give Milic a bit of time to bed in. Because he literally joined us 3 days ago. Good save by Timo Horn. So, he's still getting used to the team. We need to give him a chance. So the last corner of the game. Cresswell. Nobody goes for it. That's it. Get him to the corner flag. That's a good tackle. And there's the final whistle. A 2-0 victory on the first game of the season. And I want to give a passionate speech. Well done, guys. You did very well. I'm very proud of them. And Jadon Sancho with 2 goals on his debut. Jadon Sancho had a debut to remember as he scored 2 goals during Swansea's 2-0 victory over West Ham. And about 5 other players made their debut. I'm going to praise his performance. I'm going to say, you were superb in front of goal. Well done, Jadon Sancho. You deserved it. So where does that leave us in the league table after 1 game? We're in the Champions League places. End the season now. End the season. We'll go into Champions League. That will do me. I think the board will be very happy with that as well. And Southampton, after finishing 3rd last season, are in the relegation zone. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So we're going to come back for the Chelsea game, which is in a week's time. So that'll be, I think, a true test of where we are. If we lose, it's Chelsea, do you know what I mean? But we'll come back for the Chelsea game. We'll see how we get on. In a slight bit of news, Borja Lasso has left the club. Sold him for £3.5 million to Levante. He wasn't, again, with the new team report, the new people we've had in, he wasn't going to get games. So it's a bit sad, to be honest with you. I need to sort the striker. Stuani, no. So there we are. So this, I think, is going to be the team for the season. So this is the depth that we have available to us. Goalkeeper's the same. Right backs, Mason Holgate can slot in, but Young's going to be first choice. Ball playing defender, Rodrigo Caio's going to be the man. Mason Holgate can slot in. Lascelles is going to be the central defender. Rika's going to be our left back. Target as a backup, as we've needed that for a while, to be honest with you. Midfield's the same. We've got strength in midfield. Right wing, Mora. Left wing, Pereira or Sancho. But after the last game, Sancho's going to keep his place. Almiron and then Milic up front. So I'd cover that very quickly. So I think that's going to be it for transfers going in and out. So we go to the Chelsea game. As we are away from home, we're going to be going defensive. Very similar for layout as last time. The only difference is that Federico Rica's now fit. He can become our first choice left back. Llorente is going to come in as DM, so Almiron drops out. And yeah, pretty much it. Everyone is still the same. So let's get on with the game. It is Chelsea. They are a very strong team. So pick up where you left off, boys. If you can play like you did last time, you never know. It is away from home. And last season our away form wasn't the strongest. And Chelsea immediately get the possession. Although we have won it back. We're only 10 minutes in. So Morata. Campbell. That leaves a gap on the right back for Pedro. Crosses it in. Oh, that's a goal 9 minutes in. And I'm going to blame the right back there. Because Young was out of position. And he could have stopped Pedro crossing it in. Oh, Morata done him, I think. No, that was Sanderberg. So yeah, Young was completely out of position. And it was a nice header. And we are 1-0 down. But, it's Chelsea. Well, what are you going to do? They are racking up the the shots. I'm going to go defensive to try and see if I can cut them out. But I don't think it's going to do much hope, if I'm honest with you. Pedro crosses it in. Morata! Oh! Almost 2-0. Oh, look at that. 6 shots on target. We haven't mustered a single shot. We've gone defensive, which... that's as much as we can really do, to be honest with you. Chelsea have completely outplayed us in this game. They've had 6 shots on target. We've had none. So I think we need to pick ourselves up a bit, you know. Show me something in the second half. Come on, boys. Show me something. Because if we can grab 1 goal, I'm going to go back counter-attack. Oh, look, they've gone with a DM now. I'm going counter-attack. Because they got a DM. So that's probably why. I might go attacking. Was it clear by Sanderberg? If they're playing with a DM, I might go attacking. Oh, okay, maybe not. Morata scores. To be fair, that was a nice finish. So Campbell crosses it in. Sanderberg clears. And Pedro heads it down. Campbell... oh, well, I think he lost his marker. Okay, so we're 2-0 down. Let's rethink. Let's go back to the drawing board here. So who's playing particularly poorly? Sancho. Oh, I know you scored 2 goals last time, Sancho, but you got to pick up the performances, mate. Pereira's going to come on there. We'll bring Armir on. And we're going to stick on counter. We'll see if introducing maybe an attacking formation does anything for us. We'll encourage the team. Although I don't think that's made any difference. We've still only had 2 shots all game. I think, to be honest with you... oh, it's 3-0. So we are... it is Chelsea. We are away. So we shouldn't be too disheartened. But it's a corner in. Morata's played out of his skin in this game. I think he scored 2 goals. As long as it's not heavy, I don't care. I'll take a 3-0. 3-1. Come on, boys. Counter-attack. Milic gets on the ball. I see the run from Lucas. Lucas. Go on, Lucas, boy. Oh, that's a good save. 3-1's not too bad. That's our first shot on target of the whole game. 78 minutes in. But Barreira's going to whip one in. Tarmiron. Ooh, Courtois with a save. So we're getting the chances now, boys. Come on. Crosses it in. And David Luiz with a save. But Pereira's going to get a second chance. To Mesa. Almiron. Sanderberg. Oh, he's a poor pass. And the highlight's still going. So you never know. Oh, okay, and then it's over. Okay, so... last sub of the game. I think we're going to bring off Milic. He seems to be taking a bit of a knock there. So Ayu's going to come on. You can be a complete forward. And it looks like we're going to get stuffed 3-0 by Chelsea. So we've gone from a lovely 2-0 victory against West Ham at home to a hammering 3-0 away at Chelsea. Well, the game's not finished yet. Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew. That's why you're on the bench, Jordan Ayew. You should be burying them. But, you know, we played better second half. You know, we got stuffed first half. But, you know, we came back into it second half. We were only 1-0 down in the second half. So, Sanderberg, can we get one last chance? I don't think so, looking at the clock. No, that's all over. Yeah, Chelsea deserved the win, to be fair. Oh, come on, team! I gave you that team talk because, you know, I expected you to lose. Dynamic's still good though, so it's not too bad. So Chelsea eased the victory, 3-0 defeat. Okay, he's only had 2 games. Give him the chance. He needs to get used to the team first. So that's going to be, if we look at the table, we'll see where we are. So we're our 11th place. But, you know, we've got our first points. We're on the board. You know, it could be worse. It could be Southampton or Newcastle or Wolves. You know, we've got some points. So we are going to be going to Swindon for the Carabao Cup, but we're not going to show that off. We are going to come back, looking at the games we've got. If we come back for maybe the Bournemouth game. Maybe the Bournemouth game? No, that's a bit too far ahead, I think. We don't want to skip too far. I don't want to do Brighton and Tottenham, though, because we'll probably just get stuffed by Tottenham. Well, we'll do Brighton and Tottenham. You know, we'll give a couple of games. Or even if we do Tottenham and Bournemouth, maybe. I don't know. We'll work it out next episode. So we're going to have some games coming up in the next episode, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in for the start of Season 3. Hopefully we can crack on, maybe improve on last season's performance. But if we can finish in 8th place like we did last year, it's better than nothing. So as per always, please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. We upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 PM GMT. And I'll hopefully see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.